So a few months ago, I picked up this Woman in Prison triple feature because I'm weird and I kind of like that stuff. Anyway, I watched the first movie that I had on there. It was called Chained Heat. Had Linda Blair and a couple other actresses in it that are pretty famous. So I watched this movie, and then after I'm done, just, for shits and giggles, I'm looking around on the internet, on eBay specifically, and I'm going around just looking for items. And what comes across my eye but this beauty right here? That's right, I just found a random VHS signed by 3 actresses in the movie just on eBay sitting there. So I decided to shoot my shot. So I start by messaging the seller and asking him if he has a COA, to which he tells me that he doesn't, but he's pretty sure it's real. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, well, it's still a super cool item, but I'd be kind of taking a bit of a risk on it. And, on top of that, it's a little bit of a price tag. So I got thinking to myself, if I actually wanted to spend $80 on this. And, I didn't. So I decided instead to do what every self-respecting man has done on eBay, and that's haggle. Haggle to all hell. So I'm spitting my facts, right? I start telling them why I really don't want to spend that much money on this, and they're really understanding and super compliant. And we end up going back and forth on, basically very minimal amounts of money, like 10 to 20 bucks off from each other. Even at one point, I think we were $5 off from each other, just, showing you how much of a petty asshole I am when it comes to making deals like this. But eventually, I completely just stop. I said, well, this is my final offer, and we were $5 away from each other, and I just stood on that final offer until months later, where I sent that same final offer again, just to see if he would bite, and oh look, this person, which by the way could be he or she, bit, and that means that I got that tape. So soon after, I received the tape in the mail, and, it looked good, man. It was a super cool artifact, and it was cool seeing all, I think it had Tower Video, X-Tower Video stickers on it and stuff, which was super cool, seeing all the different things going on with it from the previous owner. And I thought something that was kind of cool was inside of the tape, there was a thing saying that John Vernon passed away, which was definitely a cool thing to see. I'll put a picture of it right here. It's like a paper clipping from 2002 or 2003 or something. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool, right? And after seeing that, I was looking around this thing and I was like, this is super cool. Next step, logically, is to get this thing authenticated. So what I did was I went to Beckett VHS tapes, Beckett home video, whatever you want to call them. I went to Beckett and I went to place an order and I sent it in to be slabbed and authenticated signature-wise, and I was getting super excited for it, all right? Originally, the price that I had gotten quoted for doing all of that stuff, plus tons of other things, I pretty much got it princess treatment, was about $180. Which, to get it pretty much princess treatment, I had no problem with paying that. I actually kind of think, and I think, you guys can correct me on this one if it's wrong, I think it's kind of a one-of-a-kind item. I mean, if there's anything else that's triple signed, then you let me know. But yeah, I just thought I needed to preserve this, and I needed to send it in a Beckett, maybe get it slabbed, see what happens, right? So I went online and created my order, and before I knew it, it was already sent off to Beckett. Now, I just want to go ahead and tell you guys the 3 signatures that were on the tape, because honestly, I feel like it's a really important part of this whole, thing in general, and this whole project and getting this thing authenticated. So first, really the biggest signature on this tape, it's Linda Blair. Linda Blair, I think all of you should know her. If you ever seen The Exorcist, she was the girl who was backwards crab walking down the stairs. So yeah, Linda Blair is a big deal, and in this movie, she is the star, so that's a big deal for her to be on this tape as a signature, all right? That's a big deal signing-wise, all right? Going on to the next one, Stella Stevens, she played, I think she's a warden? I'm pretty sure, she's in a position of power in the prison, and, she's very sadistic, and of course she's the villain, and we all hate her during the whole movie, but she puts on a great performance in this particular film, and seeing her sign this tape was awesome, and even she put, I think, love Stella Stevens at the top there. So that's a big deal, and I also believe she is not with us anymore, which makes this even more of a rare item, but also, can we just take a little bit of time to say, rest in peace to her. Last is we have Sybil Danning. She was basically the, big bitch in the prison block or whatever, and she was trying to goat Linda Blair's character into falling for her, which did not work out very well. But anyway, yeah, very important character, and, you know, if you've seen this movie, you know how important she is, and you know the scenes she's in, and yeah. So anyway, just very important that you guys know the signatures on this, and it's super, super cool to have this collection of people on this tape specifically, and on this item specifically, or on any item specifically, but yes. So after a while of waiting, I was kind of getting a little bit nervous. I was wondering if it got there or not, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But I did get an email back, and the email pretty much told me, hey, listen, we can't authenticate the VHS because it was, you know, transferred from just a regular box, like slipcover, to a clamshell kind of hard box type of cover. So I couldn't really do anything about that. She said specifically, though, the girl who contacted me, who is, like, I think, like, head of VHS encapsulation or what have you, she basically told me that, hey, if you still want to encapsulate it, the label on the VHS will look like this. And here's an example of that. And yeah, I didn't want that. I just didn't want that. So I just instead opted for just sticking with the authentication of the signatures and getting it cleaned, you know, making it look a little bit better and having that, you know, in the ground authentication, like these signatures are real. So after working that out with her over email, I went ahead and just waited. And, you know, she told me the, you know, end price, which again was $80. And I just waited. And eventually I saw that they shipped it out via FedEx. And then one day, the FedEx guy arrived, I signed for the package, I brought it upstairs, and started to film a video. And that is what the rest of this video will be. Take it away, past me. Alright guys, so now that you got the history, let's check out what's in the box, alright? Obviously, you know what's in the box, and I do know the outcome of if the signatures were authentic or not. But you know what? It's going to be a surprise for me on the cleaning, and it's going to be a surprise for you guys on both of those. So let's check it out. Okay, let's open this thing up. I got excessive force. Remember, guys, when you're using a knife like this, always cut towards you. It's the best idea. So this is straight from Beckett. I'll pick this up later. It's fine. There's something in here. Okay, let's see the tape. We were going to get it slabbed, but then I decided against it because then it would just be, you know, plain VHS tape on the box, and that sounds lame, so I went for something different, and here we are. God, they really give us a hell of a wrap, didn't they? Okay. Here we go. Exactly what I gave them, but I will say, whew, that is nicely cleaned. Holy shit, that is nice. And I think that answers the question to if it's authentic or not, people. Look at that. So, look how beautiful that is, man. All authentic signatures. They didn't take any of the stickers off, and I like how they kept that inside. But they cleaned it, dude. They cleaned it, and you can tell they cleaned it. Holy shit, it looks good. There you go. And then got my invoice back. Yep. Look at that. That actually looks really nice. So, look at that. You guys think that's worth $80? This is how much it cost me, by the way, to get all the stuff done for Beckett. How much it cost me. For cleaning, authentication of the signatures, and for shipping back, it was $80. And I probably spent maybe $20 with make sure there's a tracking number on it, getting it there. So, you know. It looks really awesome. Looks really awesome. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. This has been an awesome journey, and this is a one-of-a-kind item that's now in my personal collection. It'd be a shocking thing for me to ever think that there's any other item that is even close to this. Maybe Linda Blair, or maybe a few of them signed like one thing at a time. I can't think of all at once, though. That seems like a very, very rare thing we got going on there. But anyway, this is a Awesome, awesome item. I'm happy to own it. Hi, Sammy. So yeah, hope you guys like this video, and stay cool.